Good evening, YouTube friends. It's Dale from whatever the weather may be. I'm just outside doing a little bit of watering, but my arm got tired, so I decided that I would put the little sprinkler on, and instead I would just go for a little walk and show you some of the nice things in my garden. Look at these hollyhocks. Aren't they beautiful? When we first moved into this property, there was every color of hollyhock in this yard, all over the place. And like a darn fool, I tore most of them out, only because I didn't know anything about them at the time, and they self-seeded everywhere, and it just really kind of got my goat. So now I'm planting them in places where I do want them. And here is one of the places that I do want them, and that's right beside the compost pile. Nothing like having a little bit of pretty with the not so pretty. I have lots of seeds of different colors that I saved from the other ones, so I think I'm just going to keep throwing them in here and let this whole area back here, which is just a messy wild area, just let it be hollyhocks. Oh, this is my squash bed. Look at all this squash. It's starting to run along the ground, which I wanted it to do. Some of it's pretty massive. And there is some zucchini in here. If you can see, we've actually had a couple of the zucchini out of here already, so that's good. I don't know if there's any other. I don't think so. No, just blossoms so far. So onions are looking really good. And very plentiful. I think of everything that I planted this year, the onions are absolutely the best, which is kind of strange, is it not? Noodle beans, not so hot, but today I was in here, and where are they? I have cucumbers, look at. I've got quite a few coming on. There's some over there. So I'm quite happy, and they are starting now to climb on the trellis, which really makes me very happy. This big monster is patty pan squash. You can sort of see them starting. They get a bit bigger than that, obviously, but they're a lovely little summer squash. You can eat 2 or 3 in a meal. So over here I have more cucumbers. I don't know. I don't see any on this side. I do have a morning glory. I took a picture of it, and I think I put it on my blog today. If you want to see it open, go on there. It's just so pretty. And I have peppers. Quite a few peppers, actually. Look. I'm quite happy with this. And quite a few coming on, too. Here's some more. So that's good. And I have tomatoes. I have to get in here and trim these tomatoes up because they're just getting crazy away on me. But here, look at this. This is the Midnight Snack cherry tomato. They're a dark, dark purple. I can't wait to try them. This is the first time I've grown them. So I'm anxious to see if they're as good as the little super sweets that I grow every year. And there are some regular tomatoes, if you see down in there. There's quite a few growing. So all is not as bad as I thought it would be. There are things happening and things growing, which I don't know what I expected. Of course there's things growing. That's why you plant them, but after the way things started, I wasn't quite sure. Oh, here's some, not Romas, I can't remember what they're called. They're like a Roma, a paste, an Italian paste. So hopefully I'll get lots. Sweet peas. Joe's sweet peas are doing lovely. Colors are so vibrant and the smell is delicious. Absolutely delicious. I want to pick them all and put them beside my bed. They just smell so beautiful. Aren't they lovely? And in here, some Molly's ground cherry. See, there's one. These are a fruit, sort of a citrusy type of fruit. There's a whole bunch in here. But my problem is I don't know how to tell when they're ready to eat. Guess I'll have to look that up. And some pretty zinnias. But this isn't the prettiest one. Wait, I'll show you. I think these are supposed to be the key limes, but I don't know. They don't look like the right zinnia to me somehow. And over here, my wildflower bed, I've had to cut almost everything down. The daisies were done, and behind it my chamomile was finished. I had to cut it down. Maybe it'll come again, I hope so. But I do have a rudbeckia showing up, which makes me very happy because I thought I had lost every one that I had, and I have quite a few, or had quite a few. Yeah, this is looking better already, actually. It is going to come back. Look, there's new growth coming. I think when a plant is dying down, it thinks it's over. So if you cut it down, it'll start again. And here, peas. These ones are actually big enough to pick. They're not very good, but I think that might be because it's been so dry. Actually, these are big enough to pick. I'll have to try one. It's been very hot here today. It was over 30, and with the humidity it was probably closer to 36, 37. Tomorrow I think it's going to be even hotter. So I haven't had much time. I've had lots of time, but I haven't had much inclination to be outside in this heat. I don't do really well in extreme heat, and so I try and limit my time outside when it's this hot. But in the evening, it's perfect time. So the garden is pretty big, growing pretty good. We've had to water. We haven't had much rain, so that's kind of a bummer. But my take on that is you spend all this time starting plants, time and money, starting plants and putting them in the ground, nurturing them, babying them. Why would you just let them all burn up? To me, that makes no sense whatsoever. Cleaned this little bed out today. This is another little herb and other things bed. Everything potager here. So I have the water on over here, and I think it's probably time for me to move it. This has been sort of cleaned up a little bit. My husband's been working so hard on the hedges, taking out a lot of non-hedge growth. That's why we have holes. And then we've been taking the dry stuff, like this kind of thing here. Lots of dead in here, so we've been taking this and shredding it and just using it for mulch around the property. which is really good. You can see my sprinkler. It's having a great time, isn't it? Now I will see if I can move it without getting myself and the phone wet. I don't know, maybe it's on wheels. This is what I wanted to show you. This is a peppermint stick zinnia. It's beautiful. And I think this is supposed to be one here beside it too, so I absolutely cannot wait for it to spread. And for sure that's one of the seeds I'm going to be saving. So I'm going to put this over here now. Hope I don't get myself all wet. As you can see, some of the zinnias have really suffered. Almost got me. Roses are almost finished too. There's still a few tiny ones, but it's been so dry. Oh, there's a nice looking one. Aren't they pretty? And they're still buds, so maybe they're not as finished. I think the red ones are further along. It's another pretty one. Getting my feet wet here. This is still no man's land here. I haven't taken a tiller to it because the ground is so dry now, it's like cement, so I'm going to have to wait till we get a really heavy rain so that I can take the tiller out here and dig this all up. And then I think what I'm going to do is turn this into a nursery bed where if I split off different perennials and plants and things, I can put them in here and grow them up a bit, and while they're growing I can decide where I want to put them. So I think it's a good idea for this until next year. And then I think maybe next year, I don't know, I'm going to do something. Now, I see something. Here's a rose that we dug up. This rose never looked this good, ever. It was mostly dead. So I think we're going to dig this up and I'm going to put it somewhere else. This was a very nice, peachy kind of rose, but it never looked this good. Maybe we did a favor digging it up. There's a white hollyhock in this mess. Look at that. This corner actually was full of hollyhocks when we moved here. This is where they all were. And they started coming up all over the place. So, I guess that's about all I have to show you for tonight. As you can see, it's a beautiful night. Not a cloud in the sky. Kind of were thinking maybe we would get some rain tonight, but I guess not. Have to wait for another night. The one thing I'm very disappointed about in the garden is the fact that things aren't growing up over that trellis. And I think that's partly my fault. I think I've maybe planted the wrong kinds of things on there. Next year, I think I will plant some pole beans, maybe some scarlet runner beans, cucumbers, sure, because they are growing. But, oh yeah, I want to show you something else. Just to show you how weird this year is for growing. There's things happening that make no common sense whatsoever. Look at this portulaca. Oh. It's winning, I'm losing. So here is a Kajari melon. One of 3 that I planted. Now this one is doing very well. It's got flowers on and everything. And here's another Kajari melon, much smaller than that one. And look at this. Here's the third one, just coming up now. They were all three planted on the exact same day. So I'm at a loss as to understand why this year is just so absolutely insane. There's no melons on here yet. It just started blooming. Yeah, that's crazy. Absolutely crazy. I was just blown away when I saw that today. So, I don't think it'll make it to first frost, that little one. Maybe even those other ones won't make it, I don't know. So I'm going to bid you good night. I'm going to go in and have a cup of tea or maybe an ice cream cone. I'm very hot and sweaty. And as soon as I finish watering, then I'm going to have a bath. A nice cool bath. So, from me and my burnt out lawn and my little fox light, have a very good evening, everyone. I'll talk to you very soon. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.